Episode 43, Talking to the Guys from Bob's Repair.
Interested in Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is a very vague concept to a lot of people.
Need to know more about cryptocurrency?
We're going to talk about the basics. This is something that people just have no idea about what crypto is.
How about buying, selling, and mining?
Tony, I think that's one of the things that's going to make us a little different from some other shows.
We're getting our hands dirty.
Then listen to Gary Leland and Tony Sakala, better known as the Crypto Cousins, on the Crypto Cousins podcast. This week's price.
This week's price in Bitcoin, $9,136. That's up $238, or 2.6%. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the Crypto Cousin Podcast. Gary Leland here.
And this is Tony Sakala.
And we are the Crypto Cousins. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Fantastic. A little punchy this morning. I don't think I had enough sleep, but I feel pretty good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hey, I had something really weird happen to me this morning.
Tell me.
I don't know if it's really weird. It seemed weird to me. I was opened my Exodus wallet, and when you receive money in your Exodus wallet, it makes this cha-ching sound.
Oh, I love that cha-ching sound.
Yeah, I did too. And I was like, what? Where would I get money from? Because I wasn't expecting any money, and I had not transferred any money from one wallet to another, and I haven't ever put one of my Exodus wallet addresses on the net anywhere, so I was really confused. So I looked and I said, what's this Tron in here? I don't have a Tron wallet.
Wow.
And I looked and I have 43 Tron that are worth $3.79 that somebody sent me. And so I was kind of confused because I never even opened my Tron wallet to get my Tron address, so I haven't put it anywhere. Mm-hmm. So
wow.
It's not like it was a donation or anything because I've never put it down anywhere. And so I clicked on the address that it came from just to see, and it took me to a site that has, I guess, information on addresses. I can't remember what the site was now. You probably know better than I do.
Block Explorer.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's something to do with Ethernet or something.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember. Anyway, I looked and there's an account in there that sent like 100 people Tron, it looks like, and there were amounts anywhere from half a Tron to, I had $3.79 worth, so it was anywhere from like $1 worth of Tron to $9 worth of Tron.
Huh, like an airdrop.
Yeah, like 100 people got it. And they all came from the same person. It was all in the same thing, but none of the addresses were the same. So it was kind of weird.
That is weird that if you didn't give away your address, how would they know it?
Yeah, I've never even opened the Tron wallet. I mean, much less give away my address. I've never even opened it. So I'm kind of confused how I don't mind getting free money. Wish it was like $37,000 instead of $3.79.
Right.
I would be really dancing if I opened up and there's $37,000 in there. But I'm confused on how I can get money on a wallet that I've never even opened to get the address out of, first of all. And second of all, why did someone send me and all these people money? That sounds weird, right? So when I say this is weird, that is weird.
That is weird. That's not like just a little bit weird. That's a lot weird.
You've never heard of that happening?
I've never heard of that happening, because it's like, it's one thing if people like have an airdrop and then they send their wallet out and they want it to have happen, and like on our donation page, we have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Zcash. I mean, we don't have
maybe Dash,
Doge,
maybe Dash
and Doge, no Tron.
But I did all those before we even had an Exodus wallet. So that's why I say I've never even opened my Tron wallet because I don't have any Tron. So I'm really, at first when I saw the amount, I said maybe someone typed in a wallet address wrong,
Mm-hmm.
And I said maybe someone did, and they did a test. I don't know why they do a test of 43 instead of 1, because who's going to transfer $3.79? But then when I clicked on the address to see where it came from and saw the other 100 people who got amounts, then I was really even more confused because unless they put mine in there incorrectly and mine was supposed to be someone else's.
I mean, you know how it is with these addresses. It's like it should be almost impossible to guess an address. Like even not only your private keys, but just like a regular address. You should be able to just like mistype it.
Well, someone has got mine for a wallet I didn't even have. So
Fascinating. Well, that's how it goes. Sometimes it's a sad story when people lose money. Sometimes it's a happy story. People get money.
Hey, also, I want to let you know, those out there in crypto land, you may not know it, but someone stole one of our interviews.
Oh, yeah.
And they just took off the sound, cut off the intro when we say, hi, we're with the Crypto Cousins. And at the end, when we say, thanks for watching, check out the Crypto Cousins. So they stole just the meat, I call it, the actual interview with John McAfee, put it on their YouTube page with just a picture of John McAfee instead of a video. Because ours was a video interview, and they just, like I said, they just pulled off the sound. And they were promoting that as their own video and as their own interview. And I complained to YouTube, and YouTube took them down.
Oh, good. That's great. Oh, so that is a happy ending. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just ask us. We would have let them do it.
We would have let them.
If they just give us credit and a link or something in the show notes.
I mean, it's not like, like, if anyone heard it, they'd be like, wait, that's Gary's voice.
That's what happened.
Like your voice is very...
That's what happened. One of the cousins was sent me a message Sunday saying, hey, your interview is over on this guy's YouTube page. And I was like, what? But yeah, he recognized my voice, and that's how I found out, is one of the cousins told me. So yeah, that's weird. If he'd have just said, hey, can I use this? I'd have said, yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Just like give us credit and a link. I mean, it's not like it's some top secret interview that someone else couldn't get. I mean, I would think it'd be worth it just to share in the community. But obviously he didn't think it was good enough to share, since he cut off us saying, this was from the Crypto Cousins.
Yeah, it's tough when people cut corners like that and just steal your work.
Yeah, well, so I thought I'd tell you, that was another happy ending. So we had two happy crypto endings today.
Well, speaking of happy ending, and people will appreciate the reference, you know how there's this huge thing about your, oh my God, Ethereum enlargement pill, there's this new Ethereum code that's supposed to make your Ethereum miner run really fast. And people were afraid it was some kind of Trojan or something. But it turns out they interviewed the developers of it, and it really does work. And so we've been installing it on our miners. And now we have an experimental machine running two 1080 Ti's, and each of the 1080 Ti's are getting 50 mega hashes per second, which is really up from the, generally that is more like a 37 to 40 mega hash.
So that's like a 25% increase.
Yeah, it's really, really big.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So where can people find that at if they're mining?
If you're mining, you would have to look up, I would recommend, it's on GitHub, it's hard to find. Just type, oh my God, Ethereum. And
is that what you type? Oh my God, Ethereum?
Oh my God, Ethereum. And you'll find it on the Google.
Okay. Hey, so today, I just want to let everybody know today's show is a Crypto Centerstage show, which means we've been compensated for this show. So in all clarity and be up front, just let everybody know we met the guys at Bob Repair at an event in Dallas Tony and I were at, and we talked to them, we got along with them. So we asked them to come on the show as a paid sponsor for this episode. So we're going to bring them on and bring in the interview. And I want to make sure you know we're not financial advisors. We're not anything. We're just thought these guys were pretty cool what they were doing. And we brought them on the show. And like I said, in all fairness, we want everybody to know it was a paid promotion of Bob's Repair. Tony, were you familiar with Bob's Repair before we met them?
I hadn't heard. And they have been on different shows. And I know they had actually, speaking of John McAfee, I know John McAfee had recommended them. He talked about them in one of his promotions, one of his tweets or something. And so these guys have really gotten around, and their idea has caught a lot of people's attention.
Well, this was our first time we had 3 people on here for a total of 5. So there may be some stepping on, people talking over each other. There's a lot of people in the room. But we had Frederick Prandicki, Alexandra Prandicki, they're brothers. And is it Alan Shuvers? I don't know.
Alain Shuvers.
Alain Shuvers.
Alain Shuvers. Mm-hmm.
All three of Bob's Repair. And just so you know, Bob's Repair, their deal is using blockchain to eliminate review fraud and provide lower pricing in the home repair industry through a decentralized platform. And smart contractors, smart contracts. That's their saying. I kind of like that.
I like that. I like that too. They jumped on that. They said, "Hey, contractors, contracts," and put it together. And I think it's just one of the more interesting uses of blockchain because this whole idea of fraud review, as you and I know, we're in the field. People reviewing on YouTube, people reviewing businesses on Yelp. It gets really messy.
It's kind of like the old, I still don't know if they do it, but you used to be able to get 20,000 Twitter followers for $15.
Right.
And I'm sure the same thing happens with reviews. If you look up paid reviews, or I'm sure you can give them a site and they'll give you 100 reviews for $10. So this way they're real reviews. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the people we're talking to, Tony, and then we'll go to the interview.
So yeah, Frederick is the co-founder and the CEO, and he went to Harvard, as well as Alexandra, who is the COO, and Alain is the senior front-end developer. He's the user experience guy and the web development guy, and we had all of them on the show, as you said, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, I thought we did fine. Why don't we go to the interview and instead of you and I gabbing, let's gab with them.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to the show, guys. We got a handful here. This is our first multi-host show. We have, with Fred and Alex Padenki. I know I'm getting the last name wrong, and I apologize. But could everybody introduce themselves? Maybe that's the best way to go.
Yeah, my name is Frederick Prendecki, and I'm the CEO of Bob's Repair. Then my brother, Alexander Prendecki. You want to say hello, Alex?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Nice to be on the show.
Hey, welcome, Alex.
Thank you.
And then we have Elaine.
Hey, hi there, guys. How are you doing?
Excellent. Well, I've looked at this token a lot. We met in Dallas at an event last month, a great event, and I really was excited about what you guys were doing with the Bob token. But I do have one question. That before we get into anything, I really have to know, who's Bob?
Yeah, Bob is, we did a lot of A/B testing and worked with customers for 3 years, 50,000 customers, and we wanted to let people know that they can trust our plumbers, our electricians, our repairmen, just as they would their own uncle or their own dad named Bob. So it's a very relatable name that kind of shows people that trust is the core value here, that you can just hire just an ordinary guy and not some big company that's going to try to screw you over or try to take all your money and charge you triple or quadruple. So that's where the name came from, and it was really effective for us so far. It's been really good.
No, I really like the name, to be honest with you. The more I started looking at it, I started thinking to myself, where'd the name Bob come from? That's what I was curious. So it just tested the best out of the names you could use.
Yeah, we tried Ryan, John, Jim 3 years ago when we started our venture, and really people really liked the name Bob's Repair, and it just rang really well. Nobody can ever forget the name. I think all of the listeners will remember this name for a long time. And we're promoting this vision. We have this mission of a free and open internet for all, that people can go on our website, find a repair man, find a repair lady, and not worry about being screwed over or charged too much, and not worrying about all this fraud or about paying double because of advertising companies like Google. Or because of overhead costs that these big companies have, and a plumber can only makes $20 an hour for charging something that he should be charging $100 for, and he's charging $500. So we want to give that power back to the plumbers, back to the repair workers, and have them get the whole $100, and then give the customers that power of only paying $100 and knowing that the job's going to get done. So it's a whole ecosystem. It's a whole vision that's global. Where we want to really make a difference in the world, and we're just like the Ethereum as an Ethereum foundation. We're moving towards a Bob's Repair Foundation and growing a really great space. So, with blockchain, we can change the world, take away a lot of fraud out there. That's companies are trying to get rid of fraud in medical and media and internet and search providers, all these ways, and we're doing it in skilled trade where what we do best. So I'm so glad you're having us on the show and we can talk about all of these important issues.
No, well, I'm excited to have you on the show, but I'm curious, how did y'all come up with the idea of doing this? I mean, because this is really pretty revolutionized, different, strong, needed. I mean, all those words apply. This is something that's needed in this business. How did y'all come up with this idea?
It started with us just opening a regular business and making money, and really good money, by being first and giving people a really good service. And then when we serviced 50,000 people and we realized that there's still issues with on a global scale of not being able to really penetrate this entire market of every single city and every single contractor. Everywhere you turn, there's just fraud and fraud and fraud. You want to get your AC unit fixed, and Frederick talks about this at the interviews. They try to charge you $5,000 for replacement when all you need maybe is the air filter replaced. Like, that was our first problem we had. And just all of this fraud out there, we decided to use this amazing technology and blockchain.
Well, what happened to us in 2014, my brother and I were living together in this 2-bedroom apartment, and our AC unit broke, and Bob's Repair didn't exist, or the business didn't exist, and we ordered. We found this guy on Google. He had 5 stars, and he came to the house. And after 30 minutes, he told us our whole unit was shot. He went on the roof. He was doing all these tests, blah blah blah, and he quoted us. He overquoted us for a new unit, and we just kind of felt something was wrong. And we got this second opinion from this guy Niku, which he still works with us till today. And he gets all these jobs, and the first thing Niku does as soon as he comes into the house is he takes our air filter out, and boom, cold air is blowing. And in that particular moment, we realize that there's all this fraud in the industry, and everybody's trying to upsell you on things and fix things that don't even need to be fixed. And in that moment, Bob's Repair we didn't have a name for it. We created this business to connect consumers to contractors and find honest contractors with honest pricing.
So it was from a personal experience that the company was created, because you almost got scammed.
Yes, we almost got scammed. I mean, I would say we were like we were leaning towards fixing that unit, because in Las Vegas it's hot, you need cold air. It was about 120 in the apartment, unbearable, and it's hard to make the right decision when you're under pressure.
Hey, Tony, jump in if you have any questions. I know me. I'm a hog on the mic here, so I always have to tell Tony to cut me off.
Well, it sounds like that, thanks to this experience, you were able to feel what it feels like for people out there who have to deal with the uncertainty of they don't know. They call somebody, they don't know if they're getting the right person. They don't know if there's a trustworthy factor. And I know, being in the advertising industry, that there's this rampant manipulation of the Google reviews, rampant. I mean, all the review sites, no matter what they are, they just hire folks from other countries to just type in positive reviews. This is just rampant throughout the industry. And so it sounds like, you guys are the first people to really tap into a real solution to this problem.
Yeah. And there are a couple of issues here, mainly that if you look at a company like, and they have some great services, but when you look at these companies like Angie's List and Home Advisor, the issue is that these services will never be free. The services that they provide, they say that it's free or it's open, and what happens is you go in there and then they charge the contractor in the background all this money, and then that money that charge gets pinned onto you. So you're now spending, instead of $100, $250 for this repair, right? So that's the first issue. That shouldn't happen. I think that you should have the right to know where your money, why you're getting charged that much, and you should have the right to break down exactly what you're paying, and how much and for what. If you get your bathroom remodeled, it shouldn't be something like you're hiring a person you don't know how much their last job was. He had a secret deal with another customer for half the price. Because you live in a nice neighborhood, it's double the price. Every job is stored on the blockchain. It's connected with through a hash with his identity, and that basically lets you know that this person is charging that much for these jobs. And if they're charging $500 for a job that's $100, you're just not going to hire them again, right? So This is a simple issue. We're giving away the power from us as a centralized company and decentralizing it, and saying, why doesn't everybody in the community have access to this data? Why doesn't it get stored in a way that we cannot be paid to take down a bad review? We cannot be paid to put their ads higher. We don't have that. So we get rid of a lot of counterparty risk, and we give a lot of confidence to the consumer.
Well, it's really wonderful because most people they're confused about, well, why is the blockchain so important? What is this whole thing about being immutable, that you can't rewrite things? And here is this clear case of you're using the blockchain, that immutability, to not be able to change or rewrite history for the consumer's benefit. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And some people ask us simple questions, which for me, I'm very, very patient in answering them, but it's a very simple answer. They say, they say, how are you going to get even contractors on this platform? How are you going to have anybody who wants to make this public? And I answer, it's a living economy. It's a living ecosystem. If one contractor wants to be the only one there to get all of the work and be the only plumber that gets a full list of jobs, then he'll be the only one. But the truth is that another plumber will come by, and a third one, and a fourth one, and a fifth one. And as you grow, and if somebody wants to hire 6 plumbers and wants to build a big business and start charging double, then people are going to leave to another plumber. It's just like any open market, free market, that it controls itself. And here it's a real free market. And that's where this whole foundation aspect comes in blockchain. A lot of these companies are really just trying to push for open internet, push for getting rid of fraud, push for getting rid of all of this corruption out there, where we don't even know what's going on with money being printed and activities being funded by governments, all these things that we just don't even know what's going on, what really is happening behind the scenes. So we're just pushing for this type of free movement, and which the consumers always win.
So that's a pretty big deal, solving fraud. I mean, that's like one of the biggest deals, it seems like to me. I mean, it's not the only deal, but that's like a major deal.
Yeah, it's crazy. It should be the industry standard that the industry does not have fraud, but it's not even a consideration at this time. So with our company, that's why we got 1,700 purchasers from all over the world purchase Bob tokens and contribute to our project, because these people think, wow, this should become the standard. Some things just happen so fast and set a precedent for an industry, and that's what I think we're doing here. Soon, people aren't even going to think twice about charging one guy in a nice neighborhood double for the remodel and somebody else half, and all this nonsense that goes on. It's not even going to be a consideration because they can't. It's all stored publicly and it's all available for everyone to see.
So is this taking off faster among, I guess, the crypto people, I guess, more or less? Like, for instance, in Puerto Rico, where all these crypto people are moving all of a sudden here, is Bob token being received real well down there? Because they're all like building houses and stuff down there, right?
Yeah. I think the nice thing is that we have on our website that we accept US dollars. You can look at prototype.bobsrepair.com, and you can see how it all works with the blockchain and how it publishes the transactions. But basically, we had a lot of these purchasers were contractors that are in the industry or are homeowners, or we had some celebrities reach out to us. One gentleman has 7 homes, and he's been screwed over so many times that he can't even believe that. He didn't even understand that there was an option as Bob's Repair that's entering the market. So all kinds of people, really, all kinds of people from all over the space. But the end goal is not for a limited amount of people in the crypto community to know about us, but just general public know that there's a website they can trust. Just like Craigslist has some sections that you can really trust there. That this is something that you can trust for all of your construction, home repair, remodeling, and those types of services.
One thing I found pretty interesting, that not only interesting, I thought this was pretty good. I mean, really strong. You partnered with rewards.com, and through them, you're partnered with Lowe's and Home Depot. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Frederick, do you want to talk more about the partnership?
Yeah. So, Alex actually was very fortunate to meet Todd Rowan and Linda over at in Puerto Rico. I think before we talk about rewards.com, Alex got very, very excited with Puerto Rico. He was there for for a little bit, and I think he even got a Puerto Rico ID, right, Alex? Are you a Puerto Rico citizen?
Well, I wanted to show the community that I support it. And so, and I also, my ID was expiring already. So I said, why not? I'll go get the ID, and now I don't have to go to DMV for the next 5 years. But basically, there are tax incentives there, and there's a whole community that's building in Puerto Rico, like a Silicon Valley of crypto. So I thought that it was really neat. I'll see if I want to live there 5 months out of the year or not, because I have a lot of obligations in the mainland. But we'll see. We'll see exactly how that develops.
So guys, we have the opportunity to actually speak to a Puerto Rican crypto person from Puerto Rico. Here he is, Alex. And you really have to find someone that should live there.
That's right.
That would be Alex.
Well, that's what I was getting at earlier. There's so many, that whole community is being built there. And since they're so comfortable with crypto and they're all moving there and remodeling and rebuilding, I was going, wow, this is the perfect hot spot for Bob's token, if there would be a hot spot.
Well, yeah. Well, Alex,
yeah.
his phone died, and he needed to make a call, and he's walking down the city. Some guy walks up to him, living, he's on his porch, and he turns out to be one of these crypto guys, and you run into crypto people there all the time, which is, for us, it's really exciting because, it's very hard to find somebody crypto oriented. I know we met, but that was a crypto oriented event. Imagine walking down the street and you have a good chance of running into someone who's running an ICO or a miner.
Yeah, billionaires are moving there. Crypto billionaires are buying whole buildings. My friend bought a place on the top of a building, and she built an infinity pool, 3,000 square feet. I mean, I don't know, it's insane. But anyway, but to home repair and construction, it's really big. For Bob's Repair, it's nice because a lot of people have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and they don't want to touch the regular banking system. So they can just make a deposit in Bitcoin, and you can look at it on prototype.bobsrepair.com, and you can divide the job into 10 pieces. Sink install new, let's say for bathroom remodel, install the sink, demo, a tile install, all of those pieces, and fund each single part of the job. It gets posted to the blockchain, and you don't have to worry about ever exchanging your money into dollars.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Or ever, your crypto into dollars.
So your site is bobsrepair.com, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of guys named Bob are upset that you got that name?
Well, it's
that's
funny
a great name.
Because not only we did a lot of good A/B testing, and we feel comfortable with Bob's Repair and Bob the honest guy, Bob the builder. We also, believe this or not, this is crazy, but we own the trademark for Bob's Repair in the United States. So anybody with Bob's Repair, we can go after them, which obviously we won't. But we own .net.io, anything with Bob's Repair. We pretty much own it, and it's very, very exciting.
It's like an oasis in the internet search field. Nobody used the name Bob's Repair. So right when we posted anything, when we started, we were already number one on Google. We had some little competitor somewhere in some city, Bob's Repair Mechanic or something. So it was just a great name that didn't cost that much to get going. And now it's just taken over the internet because our high profile project.
Yeah, but and then maybe Alain, really could you tell us a little bit about the traffic? And Alain built the whole website, and he's building the marketplace and the prototype, and he's really a big catalyst to how we're doing. And without him, we wouldn't be this far. Alain, could you tell us a little bit about the traffic and the website and where we are?
Yeah, well, we started out as a very small website in the ICO. And then during that whole ICO phase, we kind of growed into what Bob's Repair is today. So we're really adapting into feedback from the consumers and from our user base. And that way, Bob's Repair keeps evolving. And so do the product and the website in turn evolve with the project. So that's what we're on.
So how do people get involved with the token sale?
Well, Telegram is a very big form of communication. Almost the whole team is in there daily. So if there are questions, you can actually PM us. And there are several other options to contact us through social media and things like that. So yeah, we're everywhere if you have questions. So let us know.
Yeah, there are 360 million Bob tokens for the whole ecosystem. That's it. There will never be more that are created. That are, unless it's some type of proportional increase or something like Bitcoin does forks and stuff. But basically, that's the amount of tokens there are out there, and you can go in and buy some Bob tokens, or anybody can at this time, and you receive a big bonus. and then you can redeem them for actual jobs, something that you want done. And as we grow, you can redeem that for different types of services. So it's a great project. What you do when you buy Bob tokens is that's exactly what you get. You get tokens that you can redeem for things. At the same time, it's nice for us because we have funding to grow this project to other markets. So it's really great. It's a win-win situation for a lot of people, and hopefully for society as a whole. We'll see. This isn't a 1-year project, 2-year project. This is a very, very lengthy project that will take just like Facebook has taken many, many years to get to where they are today. So we're growing step by step, and we'll see where we are in a year, 2 years. Even I wonder, it will be incredible where we are in 10 years, because at our rate right now, we've grown so fast. I can't even imagine what's going to happen tomorrow almost, but in the future it will be phenomenal.
So regarding the tokens, and I know a lot of folks have difficulty because they have to be in the United States, outside of the United States, all that sort of thing. And it seems like your token is different. It's very simple and easy to acquire. You want to tell us if there are any limitations on it, or how easy is it to get?
Well, there shouldn't really be limitations on the sale of tokens, because it's just like buying airline miles and stuff. So there shouldn't be limitations. However, due to the uncertainty and the gray zone with the Securities and Exchange Commission at this time, nobody knows what will happen in the future. So we don't believe that these tokens at any time should be considered a security or speculative investment, because they're points that you buy that you can redeem for work and access our network. However, due to this uncertainty and the regulators leaving us in the dark, and us not having to worry about what will happen in the future, we have been forced to take the cautious side and just limit the token sale, not to accept U.S. investors, U.S. purchasers. So it's a shame that had to happen, that U.S. individuals cannot purchase tokens, but we just don't know what's going to happen in a few years or 10 years, and how the U.S. regulatory bodies will consider these types of points and tokens as, especially as ours, a very clear utility. So we don't know what's going to happen, and we just decided to err on the side of caution.
I see.
Yeah, we live in such a free country, but unfortunately, there are some consumer protection laws that aren't certain, and they're making it difficult for citizens of such a free country to be able to buy tokens.
So if U.S. citizens can't buy tokens, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they can't buy tokens from us directly on our token sale platform.
I got you. So they can get them on the secondary market, or I'm a little confused. I want to make sure I understand.
The issue here is that we don't advise for people to go ahead and purchase tokens if they believe that these might be considered something else than a utility in the future. So it's very gray zone as far as that goes. But we have a solution to all of it by simply allowing people to deposit U.S. dollars, and they get equivalent in tokens. For example, in the U.S., if that could be ever an issue, and they receive that amount in tokens, that gets funded in the smart contract. And then once the money gets released, the tokens get swapped again, and then the dollars are given to the worker. Okay. So we can solve the whole issue with the tokens. We need the tokens because we have smart contracts. It's really beautiful. You create a job, bathroom remodel, and a smart contract's published forever. It puts the worker's identity information in there. It's there. It's created. Then you put in milestones. So we need the smart contract to hold the money, to hold the BOP tokens. And then once you approve one, bam, 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 they get sent to the worker. But the way that it is handled, whether U.S. purchasers get the tokens or whether they just get U.S. dollars, is just a matter of the way that we release our platform here by the end of the year.
And when will the whole ecosystem go live, I guess? Or is it live?
We are developing it right now. We received all the funding we needed we had a soft cap in order to get enough funding to reach our goal of developing it. So we received that 6,000 Ethereum, so we're in full development now. I think it's going to be much sooner than the end of the year because we've already made huge progress. So, but just to be safe, we made it our goal to release the platform by the end of the year, Q4, which is more than enough time for us, honestly, with the large team we have. So that's
so
kind of what we're aiming for.
We're going to be releasing updates through the website as well. So we are in prototype phase for the SMS API as well as the platform development. During certain intervals, let's say per month or something like that, we will release updates to the prototype and keep the community up to date on what we're doing during that time.
That was very interesting to me, Alain. So you guys have not only the web interface, but you have an SMS API. Can you talk a little about that?
As well, it's an SMS API, and that's what originally started the whole process. And it's basically designed to be used everywhere. So either a plumber somewhere where he doesn't have good Wi-Fi reception or something like that, that he can still interact with the platform. And you can see a live beta of that when you go to our website. You can interact with it. And it basically functions as a catalyst to our platform. For people that don't have access to the internet momentarily or entirely.
Right. Well, that opens it up dramatically, especially across the world where, we're just so used to having internet and Wi-Fi at every street corner.
Exactly.
So many of our guys don't even have smartphones. We have some plumbers that don't have smartphones. They still use flip phones. They barely have emails set up. So the 50,000 customers we've serviced, we're using all SMS API. They get a text that says, please reply. And to charge your card, they reply yes, it charges their card. They get a text asking if they completed the job, how much it was for, they reply. Just like, it's so instant. The minute you send a text, it replies, boom, 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 boom. And it works with the Twilio, which is the same company that works with Uber, that provides SMS API for all these companies. So it's just really great. It's a solution for all. And if you want to work through a website, you can work through a website, or through your smartphone, you can work through a smartphone.
Yeah, that makes sense because you guys have a lot of experience in that field because your original product line was through SMS.
That's right.
So that gives you a real advantage in the marketplace. You guys have a lot of experience there. It's very exciting.
Is there anything that we may not have covered that you want to make sure and tell all the cousins out there? I don't want to miss a question that you thought was important that we might not have asked.
Our sale ends here April 30th as of right now, and if anybody would love to participate, we'd love to have them. We are open to non-U.S. citizens. I think you guys have more of a U.S. citizen reach, but even for U.S. citizens, we were open in the pre-sale for them, and we just wanted to say hello and really appreciate you guys listening to our project and getting to know what Bob's Repair is, and we are excited to launch our platform here and then the year, and we know we're going to change the world. So it's very exciting.
Well, it's exciting stuff. I mean, it really is. I mean, your main competitor, would you say your main competitors are like Home Advisors and Angie's List and stuff? Are these the people you're going to be taking down?
Yes, for sure. I mean, with them, Angie's List is charging 3 contractors for 1 lead, and then those guys are fighting for the lead, and that fee is getting put on the consumer, causing a simple toilet fix to be hundreds of dollars or more than it really should be. Everybody's trying to, get connected to the consumer, so we do understand that, and our idea is to just cut out the middleman and prevent this price gouging. And also by storing all these reviews on blockchain, it's going to be really, really hard to lie about how much things cost. And if somebody lies the first time, nobody's going to use them the second time, or maybe you can get away with it a couple times, or you're going to see that this guy has better reviews and he charges a little bit more, and you are going to want to be you are going to be able to pay a little bit more for that. So there's definitely the key thing is transparency and functionality and making it extremely easy for the consumer to connect to the contractor. And that's where Alain was talking about SMS API. And, we're going to have our app, we're going to have our website. But, Bob's Repair is easy to remember. And it's just
really easy. That's a great name. I mean, it is easy. So I'm sorry I'm asking these questions out of order. It just dawned on me. That's who you're going to dethrone.
Yeah. The idea would be for us to set a precedent where these guys wake up and say, oh, we can't compete with Bob's Repair unless we make it all free and open. But the problem is it's very hard for these guys to compete with a business plan like that. Thanks to blockchain, we can raise all the money we need to develop the project. We can go ahead and fund our entire operation worldwide through the foundation. We can go ahead and we make money, so we're incentivized because 20% of the token pool goes to founders. So it is just this incredible combination of factors that create companies which benefit the consumer in an ultra beneficial way. I mean, I've never heard of anything like this before, blockchain. So I don't know how Angie's List could even consider that, because they have all these private investors and they have all this equity and all this stuff they sold. And, could they say tomorrow that, hey, we're just going to be completely free and we're not going to charge for ads and make any money and close down? I don't know, I guess close down. I don't know what the answer is for them. I just feel really bad. It's just interesting how the world's moving in another direction.
Well, I'm excited to see what happens next year after y'all get going. Tony, is there anything you wanted to ask before we wrap this up?
I think we've covered a lot. We covered it all. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys, I appreciate you coming on the show, and we look forward to seeing the Bob token come out. And maybe after it comes out, we could get you back on the show and we could talk about where we're at.
That would be great. We really appreciate
thanks for having us.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show and educating us and our listeners, because I think it's a really cool project. I really do.
Oh, that's great. Buy some Bob tokens. Just kidding. Thanks.
Thanks,
you
guys.
Take care.
Thanks for having us. Have a great day, guys.
Appreciate it. Bye.
You too. Bye now.
And we're back. So I hope you enjoyed the interview. Tony, I enjoyed talking to those guys. I enjoyed meeting them at the event.
Yes. So they're very easygoing. What I like about them is that they just really enjoy what they're doing and they believe in it, and they're not pushy at all. They just really feel like this field is new and that they're exploring the possibilities in a unique way, and I found that refreshing.
Yeah, I don't even, if I remember correctly, from what I understood, you can't even get in the ICO in the United States. They're just basically sharing the information with everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, so everybody thanks for listening. This may be, I don't know, it probably still not going to be 30 minutes, but we were short on our intro and outro part at least. But if you have any questions or comments, give us a call at 747-777-9471. We want to get you involved with the show, and a big thank you to everybody listening and subscribing. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Tony?
Nope. Just enjoy yourself, and we hope you enjoy your exploration of crypto.
Yes, so everybody, thanks for listening. I love you guys, and have a good week. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Crypto Cousins podcast. Please share this podcast with anyone you know that is interested in cryptocurrency. Your friends can subscribe on iTunes at cryptocousins.com/iTunes and on Android at cryptocousins.com/play. If you want to know more about Tony or Gary, just go to tonysakala.com or garyleland.com. Make sure and join us on the next episode, and thanks for listening. The Crypto Cousins podcast and information in the podcast are not intended as investment advice. Cryptocurrencies are risky. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Always seek professional advice before making any investment. Investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may present tremendous risks. Please understand that you are using any and all information available on or through the Crypto Cousins podcast at your own risk.